In 2012, 2013, well actually, and then we moved to Chicago 2014, I co-wrote and co-produced an off-Broadway show called Old Jews Telling Jokes. This came about through a variety of, for a variety of reasons. Largely the fact that I am an absolute theater whore. I go to the theater. I live in New York 6 months a year and I go to 30 plays a year. Sometimes I go to 35 plays a year. I love live theater. When I'm not in New York living on Cape Cod, I go to live theater there. And it arose the possibility of doing a show based on a website, on the title of the website called Old Jews Telling Jokes. And my old pal Peter Gethers, who's also worked in many different media and loves the theater, neither of us had ever worked in theater, said, well, this is a chance to have a ball. So we did, and we raised the money we needed to produce the show. And it was a 4-year development process, which I learned that's what you have to go through for the theater. The show was something of a hit. It opened in New York in May of 2012 and ran in New York until October of 2013, and then it moved to Chicago. And there's a licensed road company that travels around to small theaters around the U.S. that still has it. And that was pure fun, and among the things that really interesting about it, it's the most collaborative of media that I've ever been in. There's so many different hands in it to make it what you see on stage. And the very origin of the show was collaborative. My friend Peter and I, we wrote it together and we produced it together. We produced it with some other partners, but we were the lead producers on it. We began working on it in 2009. It closed in Chicago in 2014, and we didn't have a single fight, not once. And without ever having laid out any rules, we realized after the fact that what had happened is whoever cared the most won. You care that much? Okay, we'll do that. I hate that joke. I don't want it in the show. Well, I really want it. Okay, you really want it? You can have it. In fact, there was one joke that Peter really, really wanted that I really, really didn't want, and that was the closest we came to a fight. He said, if we don't include this joke in the show, then I don't want to do the show. I said, okay, include the joke. So we were in previews in May of 2012, and about a week into previews, the director, Jerry Zaks, the great Broadway comedy director, Jerry Zaks, who was the mentor of Mark Bruni, our director, came to the show. And after we went out for a drink with Jerry, and he said, you guys, it's fantastic. It's so great. But that joke with the sink in it, I felt the temperature drop in the theater by 10 degrees. Get rid of it. And Peter said, okay, get rid of it. So even that fight led to no issues at all.